My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, I wanted to share that I have the Abundance Amplifier event coming up in 2 weeks. August the 5th. It's Saturday, August the 5th. If you'd like to be part of that, go to the link on the screen, emmyevolving.com/shop/, excuse me, abundance amplifier event. So, I'm just checking to see if you can now see my mug on YouTube because YouTube is not okay. Yeah. Yeah. Here I am. Anyways, guys, it's been a crazy energy type day. I want to dance with somebody. I want to feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I want to dance with somebody who loves me. So I asked what this reading was about, and I heard answer the call. I'm wondering if this is going to be a love reading. Ooh, I want to dance with somebody. I want to feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I want to dance with somebody. All right, let me just get cards ready. With somebody who loves me. Oh, you know what song was in my head all day the other day? Some of them want to use you. Some of them wanna be used by you. That's such a creepy ass song. Some of them wanna abuse you. Some of them want to be abused. Hold your head up. Okay, let me just stop. Okay, anyways, I think this is a love reading. That's probably why I'm so like, yeah, it probably is. Hey, I ain't claiming none of this. I am not going to claim none of this. All right, guys, hold on to your chonies. We're about to have the most powerful love reading ever. I doubt it. Oh, I got a notification. It says you're not dreaming. Oh, you're not dreaming. Some sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world and the 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something. Okay, I'll stop entertaining myself. Hello? Hold the phone, you guys. Hold the phone. One second, guys. I'm being requested to pucker up. 1 second. Hi. Some of them want to use you. Some of them wanna be used by you. I know who wanna be used by me, baby boo. Ooh, they like you spicy. I gotta roll my sleeves up for this. I gotta roll up the sleeves for this, yo. I gotta roll the sleeves up. Okay, I'm just messing around. My husband just wanted a kiss. You heard me singing. He wanted a kiss. That got me all riled up. Sorry. I'll stop. Okay, so there's something like there was this homecoming that didn't take place, and it has someone all like twisted. Hmm. Hmm. You got me twisted over you. You know I got what you need, girl. This is like a 90s song. Someone's super twisted over this, right? So I'm wondering if the two of you are like playing hard to get. Oh, oh, I gotta text someone. This, oh, Jesus. Okay, so yeah, Goddess Code Keith Sweat. I'm saying Keith Sweat. So there's this thing you're doing something with someone where it's like they belong home with you, but they're just, I mean, you know, you guys are going through this shifting of the connection, and it's definitely hard on both of you. It's hard on both of you because I think you both realize that this is actually the real thing at this point. This is not some puppy love type thing. Like, this is the real deal love, right? So, answer the call. I don't know if you're supposed to be the one to call because it's not saying make a call, it says answer the call. So, if you are just all up in your feels about things not going in the way that you want it to go, that it's much more difficult than you were expecting, you got to shift your perception on this a little bit. Okay, so ethos, the mindset that both of you are in is getting in the way of what you're building together. This mindset is coming from both sides, their side as well as your side. It's this thing of like, I don't know. It's this power struggle that's happening. And the feel that I have is that you don't realize how much power you have over this guy. 96% at 333. Oh my God. 96333. 840, 840, 1. Oh my God. These numbers are singing. So this is a divine process that's happening. It's going to be something that's very, very intense. Um, Maybe not over the top with like, grand gestures. I don't think necessarily it's going to involve these really dramatic threats and whatnot. It's like threats of I'm done with you. No, this is like it's hitting the chest. So you are in a position of power over this masculine energy. They're very upside down over you. They don't know what to do, what to make of this. And I think a lot of that realization of your effect on them and the kind of power you hold over them, um it's just one of those things where they don't know what to do. It's very intimidating, especially if the person you're dealing with is someone who is a very controlled individual, right? They have a lot of self-control. They have a lot of like, they're very much about priorities, organization, planning life, that type of thing. And then you came along and you threw a curveball. I mean, the arm on you, the type of curve to that ball. My goodness. My goodness. They didn't see it coming. They didn't see it coming, but they definitely saw something in you right when they saw you. That's what I get. Uh-huh. And so now it's this really intense attraction that's happening. Maybe you guys were seeing each other for a little bit. It seems like it's something that is fairly recent, right? It's not multiple years long, but at the same time, the connection is just so aligned and divinely supported that it's almost like there's this ease between you two that is almost like an old couple, right? So, with that, I don't know if there's going to be this honeymoon phase. I don't know if you're going to have that storybook thing, that like movie thing, where for the first year or two, you guys are in absolute bliss. Nothing bad ever happens, no disagreements. It's just amazing. That stuff, let me keep my thoughts to myself. Um, I don't think you guys ever really had that. I think you guys kind of just went straight into a real couple type dynamic where you talk about real things, not just casual conversations. So with that, it's almost like you guys are mirrors of each other. And so hold on. Da, 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 da. Okay. You guys are mirrors of each other. And so, that stubbornness, you're both very stubborn. So it's this thing of someone's feelings got hurt and that caused the other person to become reactive, which caused the first person to become more reactive, and ping pong, back and forth until someone just kind of was like, yep, I'm good. I'm good. No, you're not. No, you're not. I'm done. If you say so. You're not. I can feel it. You're not. And then I think it's the masculine. He's all bent out of shape. Someone needs to straighten his ass out. He's all bent out of shape. He's so bent out of shape because he's over here like, I'm playing all the notes properly. He's so bent out of shape. Look how focused he is. He's not even blinking. Ow, he's fixated. He's so fixated on you. Look at how he looks. He's so fixated that he looks mildly constipated. He's backing up with his own insecurities and traumas. That's what's got him upside down because he's like, did I just imagine this connection? Could she really want me the way I want her? Yeah, she could. She could. So now he's super reactive, right? He's just being a brat, is what it is. His feelings got hurt because you're strong in your space. And he's like, fine, I'm gonna clear you out. Except Soul said he can't. Soul said he can't. He can't clear you out. He can put away his listing thing because so Filipinos, we have this we have this I don't know what they're called. A broom. We have this broom that's made of little tiny sticks, right? It's it's like an outdoor broom. Hold on. Walis ting ting. Okay, let me show y'all. That's a walis ting ting, okay? They're like dried reeds or something. And oh, it's a broom made from the thin midribs of palm leaves. Oh, is that what that is? Because I tell you, if you take one of those, you can whip someone with that and it will like break the skin. If you want to fuck around and find out, let me find a Filipino store. I will buy one and we will test it out on you. But they try it and they try to clear you out. They're trying to bibbity bobbity boo you out. They're like alakazoola, menchikaboola, bibbidi bobbidi boo. Put them together, and what have you got? Not a damn thing, Smokey, because you can't clear them out. Soul says no. So instead, and they know this, they know they can't clear you out. So they're gonna hide their feelings. What a brat. What a brat. You didn't get your way. What a brat. Okay. You're about to pass up something that's going to change your life forever. And if you want to be stupid, because I was going to try and find a different word, but I then told myself, don't censor yourself. um, yeah, no, if you want to be stupid, I mean, you're still going to pine away for this person. Crosswatcher, I'm talking to you. Upside down masculine, I'm speaking directly to you. This is the one you don't want to let get away. So, if you do, you're going to regret that for the rest of your life. At some point, they'll decide to walk away from you. Then you really have something to cry about. You really have something to cry over. So, lucky for you, this is someone who's willing to take a chance on you, right? Crosswatcher? Be the hunter, not the hunted, but it's in reverse. So this, this card typically talks about, rather than being the pursuer, you need to allow yourself to receive, but it's in reverse. So it's telling me the opposite. It's telling me that you better watch out and start, reciprocating. If this person is reaching out to you, you really need to reciprocate. And you need to be careful of using harsh words. You need to be careful of playing that role of you don't care, because the person you're doing this to, crosswatcher, is someone who would defend to the end the worthwhile. They would go the mile with you or for you. I mean, if that's on a scooter, motorized, I mean, I'm down. You expect me to walk a mile? What's the weather like? Is it hot? I'm sensitive to the sun. I mean, I don't know if I'm willing to do that. This is someone who's willing to brave the sun for you, the heat for you. So, so for the actual for you, my people, this is really about understanding the gravity of what you bring to a relationship. And you have to stop judging yourself, and you have to free yourself to love. You have to free yourself to love to the degree that you can express this. If you're not willing to give up, don't give up. You know what I mean? Then don't give up. And be clear about it. Don't step into this game that's being played. It's a game of ego. Don't step into that. Be very, very clear. I'm willing to do this with you. Okay? But if you're not willing to do this with me, you got to let me know. You got to be upfront. Don't say nothing to me that you don't mean, but you got to let me know. If you really want me to leave you alone, I'm going to leave you alone. And you have to understand that silence, sometimes that's their answer. Sometimes the answer is in the silence, and it speaks louder than any words that they could possibly be planning to say. Okay. So this whole process has left you feeling very much like this. And because, you're in a protective type of position, you're trying to protect yourself. I wouldn't be surprised if you've been through something recently and you have all these messages from soul, their shells, right? And then you have all these layers of growth. Look at the leaves, they represent growth. And then just above is the buttons, all the ways in which you hold things together all the time. I think sometimes it's like there doesn't need to be any threats. I think we need to begin realizing that people are communicating with us in ways that are nonverbal. For example, and y'all let me know if I have this. I haven't dated in 20 something years, so let me know. Um If a man is done with you, would he still respond to your text messages? Guys, let me know. Tell me. Tell me. Would they respond to a text? Or would they just ignore it? If a guy is done with you, will they respond to certain texts where it could be like a non-triggering topic for them, but not respond to texts that tie in emotions, right? I mean, where are my guys at? Guys, let us women know. We can't read your mind. So it's this thing of like my logic, because I am accustomed to thinking like a dude. Um, if I'm done with you, I'm not responding to anything. I'm just not. Chances are I've probably already blocked you and banned you, and you can't call, you can't text, you can't any of that. When you're done, you're done. But if you're not done, you'll leave that open to see if there's opportunities, if if they're missing you. And there's this assumption that if they text you, they're thinking of you, right? Because I mean, why would someone text you if they're not thinking of you? They wouldn't. They'd be busy living their life. So instead of punishing yourself for needing to kind of withdraw into yourself, let yourself withdraw a little bit, right? Spend some time with yourself. Let them have their time to see what it's like in your absence. And it's not to dangle yourself as bait, to withhold yourself, to punish them. No, it's right now there's so much distortion that's happening that you kind of need to just get things nice and quiet again for yourself first, right? You come from a legacy of light. So you were disturbed at one point. Your peace was disturbed, and it might have been disturbed for quite some time. Maybe this is an old relationship. Maybe this is a friendship. Maybe this is a work partnership or work circumstance that has caused you to feel very jilted, um, very betrayed, very distorted in your thoughts about trusting others and expectations of others. And maybe it's got you in a space of being very, very defensive, um, just waiting for the other shoe to drop, waiting for the new person to make you feel unwanted. You'll return back to center. You need to allow yourself to really process this, everything that you've been through, so that you can return back to center. Okay. She knows in reverse. It's like everything you feel is causing you to have this perception that you don't know anything anymore. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what decisions to make. You don't know where life is taking you. Life is taking you away from what makes you sad. And I've told people in the past, the price of your new life filled with peace, happiness, and love is the cost of your old one. And as you lose the old life, it could be a relationship, it could be a living circumstance, it could be a work circumstance, it could be um, family connections, all sorts of different things, right? As you lose that life, for many of us, we need to take the time to grieve it. We need to take the time to understand that we had specific expectations that didn't play out. We thought life was going to go a certain way, and it didn't. And because it did not go a certain way, the way we were hoping, that's a major letdown. It's a major letdown. It's a heartbreak. So you have to let yourself process. Card number 28, collaborative dreaming. As of right now, you and your future boo you and your future boo are collaboratively dreaming. You guys both have your eyes closed to the reality of what's happening. You are building the details of your love story. You just are. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. Everything I was saying. Look at this. If you allow your intuition to speak to you, it's going to help you to see that for this person, now this is not going to apply to everyone, okay? This is a general reading, but it's not going to apply to everyone. You have to use discernment to see if it applies to you. But your intuition right here is going to bring your attention to the fact that you and this future boo of yours have unconditional love for each other. You guys can get under each other's skin in such a way that no one else can do. No one else can affect them the way you do, and no one else can affect you the way they do. So you're just going to have to accept that. You're going to have to surrender to what this is, right? You're going to have to surrender to the process of realization. You have the strength to get through this. Absolutely. And even if you guys aren't talking right now, this is something that you've struggled to let go of. This is someone that you've struggled to let go of. I don't know that you're supposed to let go. I don't know that you're supposed to let go. And this process is going to be so viscerally felt that you're going to feel like there's nothing to be thankful for right now. This sucks. It does suck. It sucks. It's a process that sucks, but it's also a process that cultivates very, very beautiful, beautiful potential. So, as this continues, there's going to be a transformation that takes place. It's going to be a heart based transformation. And either you or the cross watcher will be stepping out of a dark night of the soul. So if you're in a space of like very, very depressed feeling very helpless, hopeless, that type of thing, feeling like your entire world is crumbling and everything's being taken away, and just so much change, so much intense change that you can't help but feel like is just too much. You're probably in a dark night of the soul. You're going to be exiting out of that. Okay. And it's going to be a heart-based transformation that's going to occur. And then you'll be able to hear more of what your soul is instructing you to do. Okay. This relationship is not done though. It's just not done. It's not. Yep. Oh, see? Yep. So, card number 23, broken dreams. Only you can accept or reject your dreams, right? Look at this. Except it was in reverse. So there's no broken dreams. This is the part of the dream that gets your heart pumping. It's not a nightmare. It's a very intense process that you're in. Now, you guys already know, as my people, I'll be very blunt with you and be very real with you. If this is someone you need to stay away from, I will absolutely tell you. You guys have heard me in the past, like people will think that a person who treats them so poorly is their twin. I'd be like, that motherfucker ain't your twin. Why are you letting them treat you like that? F them. Right? So you guys already know that I'm not scared to tell you the truth. This is not a person who's interested in hurting you. This is just a very intense, painful process, period. And it's not fair if you're going to project onto one person all of the pain that multiple processes, intense processes, are are kind of bringing up inside you. You know what I'm saying? So, for example, if all at once you have to move and you don't want to move, you have to change your job and you don't want to change your job, you also ended a relationship, and then maybe you lost your babysitter, you have a child, you lost your babysitter, and now your best friend is not talking to you. That's enough for a slap. You see how big my hand is? You see how I can you guys do that? Anyways, yeah, but that's not one person's fault. That's not the babysitter's fault. That's not the ex's fault. That's not the job's fault. That's you know what I mean? That's so many different processes happening. So you have to be very mindful about projecting onto one person all of the pain that's being triggered inside you by multiple very challenging processes. So, card number 21, key to intimacy. Intimate love is a core need to be met in relation to ourselves and those closest to us. The journey to intimacy often includes learning what love is not, which is very true. I very much resonate with that, but it's in reverse. So it's this thing of, maybe for some of you, you're thinking this future boo of yours, ex future boo. Yeah, whatever. Whoever this is for you, you're in this space of darkness, and it's like you're probably starting to think like, did I just imagine all of that? Was it just not a real thing? Are they really done with me? Was that just like, it wasn't meant to be and I just need to let it go? Is it just me learning what I don't want? It's in reverse. You can ask yourself all those questions if you want. You can. It's perfectly fine. As a matter of fact, it's good to ask the questions. But here's the thing. This is not a case of you being treated the way you have in order for you to learn what you don't want. I mean, that could be a small component, but that's not the main thing. That's not the only thing. This is about learning exactly how deep this connection goes and exactly how this love can be most healthily expressed, right? That's what this is. I remember, when my husband and I first started dating, like 24 years ago. I think it's 24, 25. I don't know. I don't fucking know. It's a long time ago. Okay. When we first started dating, I am a person filled with trauma. And so it's hard for me to trust people. It's hard for me to allow myself to exist in a space of vulnerability and give you the ability to hurt me, betray me, disappoint me, like so many other people have in the past. And so I won't allow myself to fully open up to the different potentialities. Right. And yeah, that will cause a lot of friction in a developing relationship. So I look back and it's like this thing of a lot of the different moments that we had very early in the relationship where there was friction. A lot of it had to do with both of our souls, both of our higher selves, presenting us the opportunity to become aware of the things that live inside us that need to finally be laid to rest, right? It took me a very long time to learn these lessons. I'm very, very blessed to have my soul and his soul provide both of us the opportunity to grow through things together. In addition to that, I'm even more blessed by the fact that the person I chose to invest in beyond all my fears is someone who was also willing to invest in me and someone who had the patience to deal with me dealing with my traumas. Right. So it feels like that's what this is, that you guys are going through the things that you need to go through in order for those traumas to be cleared out, because you're building the foundation right now of a lifelong connection. Sometimes as you build that foundation, you're going to come across things like, oh, we can't build right now because we got to clear out, whatever it is you found in the soil. Maybe you're realizing that there's a potential sinkhole. So you got to make these adjustments. Building a relationship is just like building a house. And if you've never had a custom built house built for you, then you probably have no idea what this analogy means. A custom built home, even a track home, comes with lots of issues. Why? Because there are things that pop up as you're building, even remodeling, that you didn't account for. But in the end, if you stick with it, and y'all don't hear me say this very often, I'm usually the fuck you, fuck off, fuck this, fuck that. Yeah, you know it too. That's usually me. This has to be handled differently. This is something where if you do choose to allow yourself to continue, you're going to be built the most beautiful custom home just to your specifications. My custom home would include a subterranean a subterranean shooting range. Because I don't want the neighbors seeing what I practice. I don't want them to see me practicing. I don't want them to see the level of my accuracy or what caliber I use. I want all of that underground. What? So, yeah, we all have different specifications. I feel like for some of you, the ones that really will be resonating with this person is building you a custom home inside their heart. Oh my God, this is so sad. Card number 8, weeping wound. You are not your wounds. This is so sad. Look. You are not your wounds, but it's in reverse. So this is telling me that you're identifying as your wounds without realizing it. It's either you are doing this or your crosswatcher is doing this. Card number 41, radical self-love. We can only receive love to the extent that we unconditionally love and live the truth of ourselves. We can only receive love to the extent that we unconditionally love. I beg to differ. And live the truth of ourselves. I beg to differ. I beg to differ because I'm living proof of that. I received many, many, many years of love while being in a space of not understanding that I was worthy of being loved. When I say many, many years, I'm talking about 20-something years. And in that receiving love and receiving the encouragement, sometimes being urged when I didn't want to, it really helped me to begin stepping into a space of understanding just how capable I am of receiving love, how worthy I am of receiving love. If you've never had a healthy relationship, if you didn't grow up surrounded by healthy relationships, how are you going to know what's healthy? As a matter of fact, I'll take it a step further. If you've never had a healthy relationship and have been surrounded by unhealthy relationships growing up, not only will you not know what a healthy relationship is, not only that, a healthy relationship, when you come across it for the first time, you are going to be like, what the fuck is this? What in the world is this? You are dangerous to me. You threaten my ability to put up my shields and build walls and push you out. This is unsafe. Mhm. Yeah. Yep. Yep. I know that's how I took it when I first met my husband. Like, something got to be wrong with you. I'm gonna just give you some time to be able to show me, but something's off here. You know what was off? The fact that he's healthy for me. Now, granted, I've never been mistreated by a partner. I've never even been called out of my name. I've never had a ex-boyfriend yell at me, raise their voice at me, or any of that. But those weren't healthy connections because what I was seeking was the unhealthy parts of them, the parts of them that would low key make me feel like I wasn't worth it. Right. even though they would consistently. I've never had a boyfriend who hasn't consistently gone out of their way to make me feel special and all of that. So I don't know what it's like to be in an excessively unhealthy um type of connection. But I just know the connections I had before were not healthy, right? So for those of you who have been in relationships where your partner has called you out of your name, has like withheld love, withheld finances, knowing you're dependent on them, um, use their positioning as the head of the household to really force your compliance, has made you feel like you're not enough, has been so untrustworthy all this time. You know what I mean? That further hammered in what was started, the lessons and the programs that were started in childhood. So when you cross someone or come across someone who is not that, when they begin to point out, like, hey, you're handling something in an unhealthy way. You're letting someone continue to mistreat you. Oh, it's gonna trigger you. I wouldn't be surprised if you'd be like, you don't even know me. Like, you don't understand. You don't understand what I'm going through. Is it they don't understand, or is it you don't understand why they think you deserve more than the bare basics, if that, right? I've known quite a few people who, when their relationship ended, their partner had done so much wrong to them, and they were just like, I just don't want to make them mad. Like so many of my girlfriends, I'm like, who gives a shit if they're mad? Who gives a shit if they're mad? Yeah, yeah, yeah. What I'm learning for myself as well is that um, when people who are predatory in nature, even if they're like cowardly in their presentation of themselves to others, when they have that predatory characteristic, no matter how deeply hidden, when you allow them to get away with things, you embolden them, right? You embolden them. So I'm married to a Gemini. Y'all know what it's like. You guys know what Geminis are like, right? Let me tell you. If they love you, they really, really love you. There's no question about that. They make you feel super special and all of that. Very, very charming, very fun to be around. Um, very talkative, all of that. But for some Geminis, not all, there's this part that likes to push boundaries, see what they can get away with, right? And if you're not strong enough within yourself, if you let them get away with it, they'll go to town with it. Yep, they'll go to town with it. So it works with us, with me, and my husband, because he is very, very aware of what I will tolerate, what I will not tolerate. There are certain things that if you make me feel this way, there's going to be very real consequences. And one of those consequences is potentially me walking away from you. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I have a standard for myself that I will not compromise. It's not a threat. He knows this. It's not a threat. As long as we're aligned and we can work through things, we will work through things. But the moment you start pulling and tugging out of alignment, the very thing that you claim to cherish, if you successfully manage to misalign it, the whole thing will crumble. The whole thing will crumble. That will be on you. It will be on you. So I think a lot of what's happening right now is that you're realizing, or you're being made to realize, the ways in which you allowed so much to occur. And it's not that you deserved it because you allowed it. I don't think so. I think for the most part, the things that were allowed were simply able to occur because you didn't want to make things worse, right? I'm totally like, let's make shit worse. You want to fuck around and find out? Let's make shit real worse. How bad you want it? How spicy? What level of Thai spice do you want for this? Right? So my husband still does whatever he wants. I don't tell him what to do. He does whatever he wants. But I also don't have to worry about what he's doing without asking me, because we have established I expect respect. And if the things you are doing is disrespectful to me, the way I feel about you and the way I see you will change. And once that changes, you will not ever get that back. So if you really, really, really mean what you said, always keep that in the back of your head. Respect me, even when I'm not there. And I think that's a very valuable lesson for this new connection that's coming forward. Your soul is asking you to answer the call to love. Card number 28, moving forward, the first step is taken within our stillness. Here's the thing, it's in reverse. Ain't nobody moving forward from this. I don't know why it cracks me up. You know what cracks me up is when people think that they can just like decide things like this. Like, no, I'm just moving forward. If you say so. If you say so, but your soul said you're not, that's fine. If you think you can, the people will try and strong arm things like that. And it's like, no, no, no. So just know you're not going to be easily replaced. And if they do decide, I feel like they're not going to though. If they do decide to move forward in their in a relationship with someone else in an effort to forget about you. Oh man. You know what's going to happen? They're going to very seriously regret that. That's going to be the most miserable mother effing decision that they could ever possibly make. And they're going to so regret that. And it's not going to be something that you wish upon them. It's not going to be something that you do. It's their soul is going to punish them for it. So, anyways, rejuvenation sigil. You're needing to allow yourself to be rejuvenated. You are possibly finishing or are just starting a cycle of being depleted. And this is important to know. When you go through these cycles of depletion, it's because the toxicity concentration has reached critical levels inside you. And so your higher self is draining all of your reserves through circumstance, through interaction, through drama, whatever it is, draining all of that so you don't fight the process that you're in. Okay? So very soon you're going to need to allow yourself to be rejuvenated. Sometimes part of the, oh my gosh. So, okay, I don't know if I told you guys this. I refer to it as hydroplasma, right? Liquid light, and that we're composed of liquid light. Now the body has water in it that's structured in such a way that's not found anywhere else in nature. It's H3O. Yeah. It's not H2O, it's H3O. Okay. So it's 3 molecules of hydrogen with 1 oxygen, and it creates water structure that's capable of biphoton type stuff. Okay. It has light that's in the upper extreme and the lower extreme of the spectrum of light. So you can't get that anywhere else. It's inside you. So no matter how much H2O you drink, you're not going to really be hydrating yourself. You need a way to get the water into your cells. Celtic sea salt will do that. It transports it. It's hydrophilic. So it transports it into the cell, right? Crosses the cell membrane. Another way to do it is through fruit. Eating fresh fruit like melons and stuff like that. And that will help to replenish that H3O. Now, um, so it's not completely dark inside of us. Well, it's dark in that there is no visible light. Biphoton light, sometimes it's um, like I don't know how to explain it, like black light. Well, then that would be like the black light bulb. No, it's a type of light that we can't see in our eye or with our eyes. It's on the spectrum of the light spectra that we can't detect. Just like there's sound that only dogs can hear, we can't hear it, like that, but with light. It's hard to it's hard to explain that. But here's the thing, the depletion, right? The depletion that I was talking about, how like the toxicity has become so concentrated inside you, like emotional, mental, all different layers and levels of toxicity, that it needs to be purged out. What happens? You cry, you cry, you cry. You just keep crying and it comes out. All of that toxicity is being shed. I don't know about y'all, but if I cry too much, I gotta pee after. It's like I'm already dehydrated. I gotta pee too. Yes, because you are purging all of that out. Okay. So, reborn from shadow, as you go through that, you become reborn from that shadow space. This is a good thing. It's a difficult thing, it's a challenging thing. It's a good thing, right? Actually, fruit containing the H3O2 water structure becomes H3O. It loses an oxygen molecule, and that's how it's able to be integrated as H3O. So, card number 4, a build-up sigil. What we're experiencing is a precursor to the build-up. So, we have to first purge out all of the yucky stuff that just really doesn't serve your purpose and your path anymore. Okay. The duality in you is being combined. You're experiencing temporary moments of living as a totality, where you'll have these aha moments and everything will make sense. And then, of course, because it's temporary, you'll go back to these periods, these cycles of just weeping and not understanding why everything is happening the way that it is happening. You just, you're not asking for too much, just wanting happiness, just wanting love. And you're not asking for too much, but you are expecting the impossible if you're expecting to have the end product without going through the process to reach that, right? Because if you lack the maturity, emotional maturity, and life experience, if you lack the shift in perspective that will help you to see the end result for what it is, the love you're craving and wanting, the acceptance, the protection, the understanding, all of that, then there's no point in giving you that. You have to go through what you need to go through. I'll make an analogy. It's like expecting a doctorate degree, right? Expecting a PhD degree without even finishing high school. Like you can't. You can't. Because you have to go through all the different stages, layers, levels, all the lessons, all of that. You have to go through all of that to develop the level of understanding that's necessary to operate at a degree of professional capacity that would be appropriate for someone with a PhD, even if you're not going to do anything with it. They're just not going to give you a PhD. Are you joking? They're not. You will be tested. You will have classes that are boring. You will have classes that are so out of hand. Like, I remember my aunt, my auntie Eugene, she's like a second mom to me. And I believe she was working as like an accountant or something like that before, or marketing. I don't remember, but she used to work in the city. And then when I was in elementary school or middle school, she went ahead and she decided to go back to college and become a nurse, become an RN. I remember one day she was like, "Oh my god, some of these professors are crazy. They give you schoolwork like they think their class is the only class you're taking." And I was just silently cracking up to myself. But it's true. They don't care. They're not taking into consideration, "Oh, is this gonna be too much for you?" The same thing with your soul. A good teacher is a good teacher is a good teacher. A good teacher is one who will challenge you to rise above and move beyond your limited perception of what you can handle. If you were to take my certification program, right? So by the way, for those who were interested in taking the certification program, it did have to get pushed back a little bit to the first Sunday of September as a start date. Because I caught Hovidia. Hovid got me messed up for a month and a half. And so it pushed all my things, all my work commitments back like a month and a half. So you can still sign up if that's something you wanted to do. But my certification program, I'm going to push you. I'm going to push you. I'm going to push you to the degree that you realize how powerful you are, what you're capable of. Anyone who takes any of my workshops, I have an upcoming whole being wellness workshop, a morphogenetic fundamentals workshop. I'm also going to be doing redoing the black magic revocation workshop. I challenge you to think beyond the confines of what you think you're capable of. That you can do it, not because I'm telling you, but because you absolutely can do it. And there's no reason for you to take in as truth the limited perceptions of others, right? I have had so many people tell me that I can't do this, I can't do that. And I'm just like, scoot over and watch. Sit right there and watch me do it. Watch me. And I do it. Not to prove to them, but because that's what I was planning to do anyways. And if you want to be a viewer of that, go ahead. You're not going to stop me though. You're not going to convince me. Right. So that's what you need to step into. Shadow work, this refusal to look into the depths of your shadows is what's blocking you from tapping into the gravity of what you're capable of doing. Much of your unrecognized personal power is hidden in your shadows. No, I'm not talking about witchcraft. I'm not talking about you need to do questionable practices or worship demonic things or anything like that. No, not at all. Let me show you the picture, okay? Remember duality, right? So there's this part of you, portions of you are composed of bright light, and the other portion of you is composed of the opposite of what that bright light is, shadow, shadow. So you have all these parts. You are predisposing yourself to parasitic infiltration when you reject parts of yourself, especially the powerful parts. When you reject it, it creates a void. When you have a void inside yourself, parasitic things come along. Dark interference. So, for those who are going through these situations, just know all of these moments of self doubt, where you're starting to stabilize, you're starting to understand, you're starting to kind of come to terms with the process that you're in. And then, boom, oh, I'm having such a rough day. This is horrible. I don't think I'll get through this. Honey, I promise you, you're going to get through it. You have no other option. You have no other option. The more you tell yourself you're not going to get through it, the harder it's going to be for you. I promise you, you don't have any other option but to get through it. So the more you tell yourself, like, you know what? Yeah, this is hard, but I'm pushing through. I have to push through. I have to push through. I'm going to do this. I have to do this. You'll get it done. As you guys know, I go to the gym, right? And some days where I do crazy numbers and do quite a few personal records, those are days I don't want to work out. Yeah. Those are days I don't want to work out. I think the last time I didn't want to work out, I want to say it was a leg day because I was super nervous about my knee. My knee had been feeling really, really off and like I was going to injure it for a couple of weeks already. And man, I worked out so slow, but at the end of the workout, I wasn't tracking how much I was lifting. I was just pushing to the degree that I knew I could do it safely while challenging myself. I lifted over 100,000 pounds. I think it was like 103,000 something or 104,000 something. And I was shocked because, again, I showed up at the gym not wanting to work out, but I pushed myself, not to the degree I would be injured. I pushed myself while still remaining within a space of knowing I am safe in this movement. And, so yesterday was a gym day. I was standing there by the cable, just standing there. I wasn't moving or doing anything. I was standing there. It's a 20-second rest period that I have between supersets. And it felt like someone flicked my kneecap really hard for the knee that was weird. And I thought I had torn a ligament standing there. And I was like, "Oh." And then I was waiting. I was waiting for tremendous pain to kick in. And then after maybe like 10, 15 seconds of just like eyes super big, just staring at my husband like, I realized because I was finally in a space of depletion, it was near the end of my workout, all the ways in which I hold tension in my body, I didn't have any more energy to hold tension. So you know what happened? My kneecap popped back into place. So my kneecap's been partially dislocated for a couple weeks now. And I did not know. Thank you, Ehlers Danzlo. But yeah, that's why it's important for us to allow ourselves to remind ourselves when we get depleted, it's part of the process. Sometimes, oftentimes, it's very much a necessary component of the correction you're trying to initiate in your life. During those periods, just observe, right? Just observe. Just pay attention to what's happening. If you don't pay attention, you're not going to gain in your awareness. So, this card, awaken gnosis. What does this mean? It means expanding your awareness to the degree that you go from a space of hope and faith and into this mature state of knowing. I know whatever life brings my way, I will get through it because everything that's happened up until this point in my life, I've gotten through it. Y'all know I've been homeless for several years. I was transient, got through it. And I love that period. Oh my God. It's always going to be the most beautiful period of my journey with my family. This is the most beautiful thing. I don't know if you guys will have that kind of perception, but for us, it was very beautiful. Very, very, very beautiful, very peaceful. So, if you allow yourself to recognize, especially if you've been through so much, that you've gotten through everything that you've been through, this is no different. This is no different at all. Sounds like you might need to go to the doctor, not ask medical questions on a live stream. That sounds serious. You should go to the doctor. Sounds like a ruptured eardrum. Hold on. Yo, it's not a good idea to, ignore medical conditions. Okay. Ooh, card number 17. All right. Look at that. Card number 17, the human gift. Oh, heart, what is your excuse for all these blunders? Such loyalty is being offered by the beloved, yet so much treason comes from you. Such kindness is offered by the beloved, yet so much defiance and resistance comes from you. Such grace is offered by the beloved, yet so much fault and failure comes from you. Such attraction is offered by the beloved with sweetness and generosity, yet such jealousy comes from you with so much doubt and suspicion. Do you bemoan your lack of faith? Do you berate yourself, blazing angel, because you have moments where you cannot bring yourself to trust and love more than you trust in your fear? And that's super crucial. Super crucial for you to be able to recognize when your trust is being heavily allotted to your fear rather than it is to your ability. You have overcome a lot in life. You will be hard pressed to find someone who has not been through a lot in life. All of us have been through a lot in life. Okay. Don't underestimate your ability to overcome things. Do you lament and worry that you could or should be living in greater surrender? And yet, when is light more precious than when it arises from darkness? When is trust more admirable than when it involves an uncertain yet bold leap of faith? Human angel, your path is perfection in the divine sense, not some artificial absence of struggle, but in the wrestling of darkness and light that ignites the fire within your holy heart. So rise up now from your doubts and admonishments and let your human self be loved. Even for all the doubt, you are still a cherished one of the great beloved and always shall be. Be kind to your heart. You may believe it to be weary from doubt and distrust, so much heartbreak and so much agony, yet still it beats. Still it persists with unquestioning allegiance to life. What a grand heart it is, this sacred heart of yours. How can it be worthy of anything other than tenderness, gratitude, acknowledgement, and appreciation? Do not plague your heart with falsehood and expectations of some disembodied perfection. The perfection of your heart is that it still loves, even if you try to stop it with some notion of self protection from future hurt through doubt or fear. Still, it loves. It is perfection that it hopes even after despair, that it holds compassion even after experiences of fear. So then, what is there left to do but breathe the grandest sigh of relief and allow yourself the essential luxury of peace within? So then, everything is all right, even if at some moments it seems not to be. Still, your heart beats in honor of life. The heart can be nurtured and coaxed into gentle acceptance of all that is, and the divine sight will become available to you. Yes, sacred sight is what is behind this oracle for you now. You are meant to be witnessing something important, something that will make the presence of the divine in your affairs more real to you. It will be something you can come to count on at all times, and in that, gain greater peace and the realization that, yes, it is safe to trust and surrender. Indeed, it's only the safe, sane, and sensible way to live. It's also the most fun way to live, and you're allowed to live this way if you so choose. It's not shirking your duty as a responsible adult. It's not deluding yourself and turning away from the real world. Rather, surrender is placing responsibility where it is best placed, firmly in the hands of that part of you wise enough to know the great beloved is wiser still, and that your life unfolds according to the great beloved's grace. So for now, take comfort in this oracle. Just for a moment, let your heart be honored and loved by you, and imagine that you can crack open a window in the dustiest chamber of your own heart temple to let the light of the divine stream in. You may see the angel reaching to assist you. You may receive the gift of understanding, insight, and revelation. You may feel peace, or you may finally allow your heart to break once more, to shed those old grievances and be free and fresh to live in love again. Or you may quietly realize you are human, you are light and dark, of heaven and earth. What a perfect blend you are of all that can possibly be. You are an extraordinary living divine experiment in the making, and you are sacred, cherished, and loved by the great beloved. So do not fear your fear, but do doubt your doubt with compassion. Let it be and let it go. You are human after all, and your journey is beyond description. Just remember, if you are ever in need of the great beloved, there is a place where sacred tryst is always available to you, and the temple of your heart with a window cracked open, so that doubt can fly out and love can breathe freely. This oracle comes with special guidance for you. You are or soon will be seeing the greater clarity, or seeing with greater clarity and insight, a situation that has been obscured to you in the past. You may be startled by what you perceive, so much so that you second guess yourself or chalk it up to wild imagination on your part. You're asked to trust in your perceptions, that when they come from the heart, although what you perceive may be darkness, there will be no judgment in it. See what is truthfully there. Be in the compassionate nature of your heart, and you shall be shown the most graceful way to become clear and free of darkness, either within yourself or within others in the world around you. Ooh, 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 ooh. See this picture? There you or the cross watcher are, sitting on uncomfortable rocks, cold, alone, and feeling forlorn. And here comes your soul, trying to provide you a space of safety, protection, sacredness, the warmth of love, the feeling of your personal power returning, and you refuse to receive it. It'll be okay. It always is. It'll be okay. You will be okay. You will get through this circumstance. Things will work out for you. It always does, right? Everything, even the things that disappoint you, are working out in your favor. And you always just have to remind yourself of that. Okay. So, guys, I got to get going. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Bye, everyone.